Hey guys, you know how we toyed with the idea of having a T2 book club? I started reading this book that I bought on my book sale or wherever the other day. 10 Sigmas and Other Unlikelihoods by Paul Melko. And probably told you what it was about. I think this one's like a bunch of short stories, but the books that I already read of his were about multiple realities. The Broken Universe and the Walls of the Universe. And I started reading like a couple of pages of this, and it was so good I had to like stop, make a video about it just to show you. Oh, I could put some tape on here to like repair the spine or something. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, they put the little. I guess this was on a library at one time. See, they got one of these things. So I'm going to read you a little excerpt. You know, I guess this would count as copyright infringement or whatever. I don't know why people would even give a shit, because this is like an advertisement for free if you want to buy this book. I don't think anybody's going to flag it, because who fucking types out all the words of a book and then has that in an algorithm? But if I were to just like read you the words of a Beatles song, I'm sure that would probably be flagged. Or probably think I'm playing the Beatles song. Okay, so this is really interesting the way he describes. You're going to see like how he makes it seem like it's a guy experiencing multiple realities at the same time. All right. So, starts out. At first, we do not recognize the face as such. We, as meaning more than one of himself, I'm imagining. One eye is swollen shut, the flesh around it livid, the nose is crusted with blood, the lip flecked with black red, and the mouth taped with duct tape that does not contrast enough with her pale skin. It does not register at first as a human face. No face should be peeking from behind the driver's seat. No face should look like that. So at first we do not recognize it until one of us realizes, and we all look. So yeah, multiple perversions of himself. In different realities. I'm thinking they're all like in different realities right now. They're not all in this one. For some, the truck isn't even there, and we stand frozen at the sight we have seen. The street outside the bookstore is empty of... See, like, the ones that they're in universes where the truck isn't there, they're still seeing the truck in the other universes. Like, they're all connected. The street outside the bookstore is empty of anything but a pedestrian or two. There is no tractor trailer rumbling down Sandusky Street, no diesel gas engine to disturb the languid spring day. In some worlds, the truck is there past us or there coming down the road. So different timelines, it's like, in some universes it would have gone a little faster, some would have gone a little slower, some it would still be coming, some would have already been passed. Clever. In some it is red, in some it is blue, and in others it is black. In the one where the girl is looking out the window at us, it is metallic maroon with the white script on the door that says Earl. There is just one world where the girl lifts her broken, gagged face and locks her one good eye on me. There is just one where Earl reaches behind him and pulls the girl from sight. In that world, Earl looks at me, his thick face and brown eyes expressionless. The truck begins to slow, and that me disappears from our consciousness, sundered by circumstance. I don't know what that means. So when he's like super afraid, like Earl's gonna stop and kill him or something, he loses consciousness with that guy because the what do you call it? The frothing percent chant. What do you call it? What the fuck word? I can't ever think of words when I'm live. Probability. The probability. What was it about? Like I learned from Michio Kaku's book about the wave of probabilities is collapsed by the not like as you learn things, it collapses the wave of probabilities, right? So he's kind of like maybe that reality got fucked or something because he'll eventually get killed in it, and then he can't connect to his own other reality. I don't know. No, I did not use my tremendous power for the good of mankind. I used it to steal the intellectual property of a person who exists in one world and pass it off as my own in another. So this is like that other book where he like made pinball machines because somebody else already invented it, but in the universe he went to, it hadn't been invented yet. I don't know if this is the same guy in this story, but it's the same. Sandusky, Ohio, I think is where the other one took place. So Sandusky Street might be. I used my incredible ability to steal songs and stories and publish them as my own in a million different worlds. I did not warn police about terrorist attacks or fires or earthquakes. I don't even read the papers. I lived in a house in a town that is sometimes called Delaware, sometimes Follett, sometimes Mingo, always in a house on the corner of Williams and Ripley. I lived there modestly in my 2-bedroom house, sometimes with a pine in front, sometimes with a dogwood, writing down songs that I hear on the radio in other worlds, telling stories that I've read somewhere else. Pretty dope, right? So he's got like different versions of his house, different trees. In some worlds, he knows there's not like this book or this song in this universe, so he'll write it down and then make money on it. And ones where it hasn't been invented yet. In the worlds where the truck has passed us, we look at the license plate on the truck, framed in silver, naked women, and wonder what to do. There's a payphone nearby, perhaps on this corner, perhaps on that. We can call the police and say, we saw the girl once and that self is already gone to us. How do we know that there's a girl gagged and bound in any of these trucks? We just saw the one. A part of us recognizes this rationalization for the cowardice it is. We have played this game before. We know that an infinite number of possibilities exist, but that our combined existence hovers around a huge multidimensional probability distribution. If we saw the girl in one universe, then she probably was there in an infinite number of other universes. And safe in as many other worlds, I think. So it's a 50-50 chance if you call the cops, she's either bound and gagged in the back of the truck or she never was like kidnapped. So you don't know. You might be a lunatic in half of your realities and get yourself in trouble. For those of us where the truck has passed us, the majority of us step into the street to go to the bagel shop across the way. Some fraction of us turn to look for a phone, and they are broken from us, their choice shaking them loose from our collective. So any version of him in a reality that does something different than what he does shakes them loose from his collective consciousness of all of them. Seems like. We are, omniscient at least a bit. I can do a parlor trick for any friend. Let another of me open the envelope and see what's inside so we can amaze those around us. Usually we will be right. One of me can flip over the first card and the rest of me will pronounce it for what it is. Ace of Hearts, 4 of Clubs, 10 of Clubs. Probably be alright for all 52, at least 50 of them. We can avoid accidents, angry people, cars, or at least most of us can. Perhaps one of us takes a hit for the rest. One of us is hit first or sees the punch being thrown so that the rest of us can ride the probability wave. So he's sacrificing one of who knows how many versions of himself to see what the future events are going to be. And the rest of them look like geniuses and the other guy gets punched in the face or he looks like an idiot. For some of us, the truck shifts gears, shuddering as it passes us. Earl, Bill, Tony, Irma look down at us or not. See, it has different names, different realities. And the cab is past us. The trailer is metallic aluminum, always. See, this part right here really gets me because the truck color would be different because the guy buying the truck would choose different colors. But the trailer, he probably works for a company, and the company probably has a standardized aluminum trailer, or it's like a milk truck or some kind of truck where the trailers are always going to be aluminum, at least most of the time. There could be a reality where they invented like that kind of trailer to be different, but that makes a lot of sense. I feel our apprehension. More of us have fallen away today than ever before. The choice to make a phone call has reduced us by a sixth. The rest of us wonder what we should do. More of us memorize the license plate of Earl's truck, turn to find a phone, and disappear. This is as far as I read. I hadn't read any further than this. When we were a child, we had a kitten named Coco, and every universe had the same name. It liked to climb trees, and sometimes it couldn't get back down again. Once it crawled to the very top of the maple tree out front, and we only knew it was up there by its hysterical mewing. Dad wouldn't climb up. He'll figure it out, or... We waited down there until dusk. We knew that if we climbed the tree, we would be hurt. Some of us had tried it and failed, disappearing after breaking arms, legs, wrists, or even necks. So some of them actually fucking died, probably. We waited, not even going into dinner. We waited with some neighborhood kids, some there because they liked Coco, and some there because they wanted to see a spectacle. Finally, the wind picked up. We saw one Coco fall through the dark green leaves a few feet away, breaking its neck on the sidewalk. We felt a shock of sorrow, but the rest of us were dodging, our arms outstretched, and we caught the kitten as it plummeted, cushioning. How'd you do that? Someone asked in a million universes. I realized then that I was different. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to go, I guess. But that tells you, like, dude, if every little subtle risk you take, there's going to be a likelihood that you're going to fucking die somehow, breaking your neck or some shit like that. So, like, you're going to, like, never take risks and shit. That's probably why he wouldn't call the cops, because he knows, like, a cop could probably end up shooting him in a lot of these universes. Who knows what kind. That fucking shit like that's pretty dope, dude. You can write like that. I think there's one in here about aliens. There might be more about multiple realities. I don't know. Here's one that says, no, I'm going to say this. Don't you have retarded aliens? That's one of the lines in this. This dude's fucking amazing. Alright, I don't know how long it's been, but Paul Melko, check him out.